Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Scale Smart podcast. I'm your host, Jacob, and I'm also the founder of Next Scale Growth. Today, I have the pleasure of being joined by the CEO and founder of Robonote, Nissan Raz. Nissan, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very much, Jacob.
Pleasure to have you on. Nissan, before we get into the flow of the podcast, can you just tell me and also the audience a little bit more about who you are, Nissan, what your expertise are, and what led you to become the CEO and the co-founder of Robonote?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Nissan, as you see, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of the company Robonote. Basically, how I rolled into this position is that I'm coming a little bit of a upside pyramid from everybody else. I came from the problem world. I had a call center and I ran call centers for the past 16 years. So for me, the problem is key here. And because I had it and I experienced it, I think when we started developing the solution, it was all around solving our problems and how it worked and what exactly do we need to do that.
Okay. So what do you guys specialize in at Robonote?
So what we do is basically we are specializing in getting interactions between companies and clients. So any interaction, if it's phone calls, meetings, emails, chats, SMSs, and we just analyze it to get deep understanding and drill down of what's going on in your business. If you have a business of 3 people, I don't know how useful it's going to be for you, but if when you have a business of 50 people on the phone or 40 people on the phone, 150, we have some clients with 1,000 people on the phone. There's no way for you to really follow up and understand what's going on in your company. And we give them deep understanding and drill down of what's going on in each one of their departments.
Okay. And I think with any AI company or people who use AI nowadays coming up, it's from what I understood speaking with lots of different AI companies and working with a lot of AI companies as well, it's becoming a competitive marketplace, and a lot of people are coming up with challenges that they've had in the past, but also in the present day. So what would you say, Nissan, were some of the biggest challenges or hurdles you had to come over when you guys started up, and how did you overcome them? And what would you say are some of the biggest hurdles and challenges you're seeing right now in today's market?
So let's start from the beginning. When we started, there was no AI. We started before the AI booming era. It was today. It's one of our biggest advantages because we started before AI. We have worked a lot on all those I don't know, small models that are all ours. Still today, everything is all ours. Everything is working directly just by what we do. And so we used to run 5 different SLMs, which is available back then. And today we heavily use AI, but only like salt. Okay. So if you make any kind of food and you put too much salt on it, it's going to be too salty. You cannot eat it. If you put a little bit, it doesn't make any difference. But if you put just the right amount, everything can be much more tastier. So more or less. So that's what I see AI as. So the challenges that we had in the beginning was really to get people to understand the value of products like we have. It's like more or less education era of people using CRMs. Before people started using CRMs, I guess it was very hard to sell the first CRMs. And then today, people are actively looking for the specific CRM they need. Like if you don't have a CRM, they look at you funny, or what? How do you manage your employees and things like this? This was the first big problem that we had. On top of that, all the automation parts. So there's a lot of manual work. After we gave them like the process, there was a lot of manual work, and that gave us a huge problem or hurdle to cross because people are native. They want, when they pay for something, they want it to be done almost automatically for them, or at least half automatic. So if you ask me like what was the biggest challenges, so in the beginning was one, to get people to convince or explain to them why they need it. And then second, to show them how to use it. Then implementation by explaining to them that they need humans still to implement it and to get the thoughts out of it.
And then overcoming them challenges back then and how things have transitioned now, what would you say is some of the biggest challenges now?
Okay, so first of all, if we backstep when AI just emerged into our life, when OpenAI released the first GPT, to be honest, I dismissed this in the first thing. I just finished writing some kind of presentation for investors. And in the first slide of the presentation, I had one slide which said 98% of people don't want to speak to chats because chat doesn't work. That was before ChatGPT. And my wife, which is the other co-founder of our company, came to me and said, "Did you see this new ChatGPT?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but it's a chat. Like, it doesn't work." So that was my first impression for the big AI booming. And after I started playing with it, our first big problem that I had is that I was sure our work is done. We can close the company. We are redundant. Nobody needs us, etc. But after around 3 weeks, I wrapped my head around that and I understood how good it is for us and how it's going to take us much, much stronger further. The biggest challenges that I see right now with AI is, besides the fact that it's good, doing a lot of good, the one thing that I see as a challenge, I can take it into two heads or like a cross. So first of all, when you go to a client and you tell them you're using AI, the expectations from the other side is magic, not less than magic. Like, I want to see something which is like blow my mind. Okay. This is the first thing. The second thing that I see with AI is the need to pay for it. So people get some kind of wrong perspective that AI is for free, that the use of ChatGPT is for free. And then we make 100% of the money. They don't understand that there's a lot of processes in it. And when you use AI as an API, or when you use your own models and you use your compute power, it costs a lot of money. So those are the biggest two challenges right now. One is to explain what it can do, good, not what theoretically it can do. And the second thing is to explain why you need to pay for it and how much you need to pay for it.
And you made a really good point at the start regarding AI and like salting your food. And I think what you said there was really, really interesting. Like, if you put too little on, you can't really taste the difference. But if you put too much on, then it'll be too salty. You want to put that kind of perfect amount on. And I think that's a really good point, because I think people look at AI and they look at how they're going to implement it and they try and just implement it at every single possible thing they can do. And then there's also other people which are like, oh, we don't really need to adopt to AI. But it's the people who automate the things that they need to automate, and they use AI in the way that they kind of need to use AI, that are actually really, really successful. Because you find that people who rely on it too much, they will start to kind of have pushbacks and potentially some errors because they've relied on it way too much. I don't think it's at a point yet where you can purely rely on it. I think there still needs to be some human element in there as well.
So I'm sorry, I'm struggling a little bit to hear you. There's a little bit of like an echo canceling, and I didn't hear 100%. I think I got the question. If you want to repeat it, it would be even better.
Yeah.
But
So I think in today's day and age, at that point you made about too salty food, too little, just
just like that.
perfect in the middle, I think it's a really good analogy with AI, because you have people who are using way too much AI and maybe taking out too much of the human element. But I don't think AI is at the point yet where you can have humans completely out of the process. And then you've got people who don't implement AI where they should do, and then they're just falling behind. So I think that kind of middle gap, which you mentioned, just putting enough salt on the food, is like perfect for companies to adapt to this kind of, let's say, roadmap of AI.
So first of all, yes, I agree with you 100%. And I'll give you my analogy, my 2 cents. And I was a speaker in this convention, and I was wondering, like, I was puzzled about what am I going to do for people to come and hear what I have to say. So I thought I'm going to give it like a topic of AI in businesses, AI that do this, AI. And then I said, you know what? No, I'm going to give it a topic, and I'm going to give it like, how do you say, like a header.
Mm.
Will AI replace me? Okay. And then like everybody came, like it was like
Yeah.
the full house. Everybody wanted to hear. And my answer to that, if you want the short answer, AI is not going to replace us. AI is going to empower us. It's going to give us much more power. If you want the longer answer, AI is already replacing us in some things. The things that I don't want to do or I'm bad at, he's replacing me. And I'm happy that he's replacing me. I'm not good with Excel. He's filling my Excel files. I'm not good in coming back to emails or understanding which emails I did answer or not. I put AI and he does the automatic for me. It tells me, do you want still to reply to this or things like this? Great, perfect. But I don't want him to reply to my emails without me being in the loop. I don't want him to make the decisions that I need to take. And for sure, I don't want him to make any creativity issues without me saying the final words. I think AI has a lot of good things and assets and a lot of things which are not so good. And the other things that I want to give you as a perspective, because I'm engaging a lot of the clients. So it was like different thresholds with clients, right? First, as I told you, explanation about why you need it, right? Why you need AI, then, or why you need analytics or whatever. The second threshold after that is I want it to be amazing to do crazy things, blah, blah, blah. And now we are in a different threshold. Now there a lot of people or a lot of companies, you can go to a company and you make an interview with them, or you go to your ICP, which is the person that you need to speak with. Your ICP could be a person that they brought specifically to implement AI in the company. So he's an AI engineer or an AI implementation manager, so like a new job that was not there before. And he sees many, many, many solutions. And his job is to cherry pick the ones that are good for the company. And what I get from these people is a lot of disappointment. They are very, very disappointed from AI. There's a lot of promise. The promise is here, and the execution is very low down. There's not a lot of AIs that really work. And we have a convention in London in the next, I think, 3 weeks. Our like header on the back, our booth is going to say, do you want to see AI that works? So like what I said before with is going to replace us. That's what we think is going to be the crowd attraction. So I don't know if I answered your question like correctly or fully, but this is my 2 cents on the topic.
No, really, really interesting. Really interesting. I think there's so many companies now saying they're using AI to kind of attract people. And sometimes it can make it hard to stand out against competitors. So what would you say are what features or innovations have you introduced or potentially planning to introduce that you believe will give you that competitive edge over the competitors in the market?
So yeah, again, it's a two answers to this specific question. So first of all, about our edge on the market, we have basically we have a better understanding of the problem. I think I'm the only CEO in all my field of competitors that really understands what's going on in a call center or what's going on in a contact center. I was working with that, and then I deeply understand the problem and I know the solutions and what's working. Then for the differentiator of the product itself, we have really used AI in the correct way for this to be almost completely automated, gives you the best results, and doesn't do like one specific thing. So it's not only for compliance, or not only for upgrading your sales, or not only for making more sales, or not only for conversion. It can be a really wide things that you can do with that. And it's a one-time pay, get it all kind of product that makes sense if you have a company. It doesn't matter which company, by the way. We are very flexible. If you sell cat food or if you are a bank, we can help both of you to increase sales and then to be more compliant and to understand what's going on with your whole process of working with the clients from customer support through sales. So this is one of our biggest differentiators, that we are really flexible. We give the client whatever he needs, wherever he needs it, very simply. We have a platform that can integrate into the client that less than 4 hours, and for him to start and working with that after 10 minutes if he's very smart, and after an hour if he's slow, and after a day if he's like very slow or have a lot of people to train. It's a very intuitive and simple to use system. What we did is, or what we are developing is, first of all, clients first, product first, first company. It means that we don't care about nothing, just first of all, clients and the product. So client needs to get the best experience that he could. Product should be as simple as possible in the front and as robust as possible in the back. It means that what you need to do to adjust it, it's almost nothing, just a small explanation of what you want. And then in the back, it does all the work. That's about our differentiator. And then about companies that claim to have AI and how do we fight with that. So there are two kind of people as clients in the world. One of them that don't really understand what AI stands for. And there's a lot of automations. So automation is not AI. Machine learning is not AI. Other things which are close to it, it's not AI. AI is when the computer is taking the decisions. I mean, you give him the tools. You can have this tool, this tool, this tool, this tool. You can make the decision by yourself which tool to use to get the best action out of it, right? Most companies that I'm tackled with today, again, two kinds of companies: old school, which are, let's say, more than 3 years, that they build something and then they use AI on top of it. Either they do a wrapper, it means that they are just APIing one of the big models to get a better result, not really AI. And then another companies, the small companies, which are completely fully AI. It means that they are not using anything in the back. It's like fully AI. Even the code has been written by AI. Very problematic for scale. Those companies do a really good demo. They have really good demos like for very small scale. When you try to scale it up for like big data, they have no chance against what we have. There's another kind of companies that do promise AI and give it. I'm not saying that nobody's giving it. There are a lot of promises that do keep AI, but they are very rare from the flood of companies claim they have AI. I think today to say you have AI, it's a conversation starter, it's a door opener, it's a must. You have to say you have AI. If not, you look obsolete, you look old fashioned.
Definitely. Looking into the future now, Nissan the company, some of the goals you guys have got, what would you say? Yeah, what would you say are some of the goals you guys have got over the next 6 to 12 months or so for the company?
Yeah. So the first thing that we wanted to do is to make it completely automated. It means that you are setting some kind of rules. Okay. So we are keeping like a closed garden interface. It means that I give you all the option, but I'm not going to sit you down in front of a blinking cursor, right? If I need to sit you in front of a blinking cursor and ask you, ask anything. So I didn't solve your problem. I gave you a new problem. Now you need to start being creative, like asking the correct questions, doing the correct actions. So we know we don't believe in this. We believe in building a flow of things that you want in the end to happen. So if you want to catch fraud in your company, or if you want to catch who's not doing his job in sales, or if you want to catch any other things, we build the flow with you together. And this flow is going to do automation, agents, and AI all combined together to give you the results all the time, every time. And you can ask questions maybe on that or refine that. So this is the first stage I think we're going to do. The second stage that we're going to do is third party speaking to compute. Means that our system can speak to your CRM and automatically write inside your CRM. It's already working, but we want to perfect this even more. Everything that you're going to do in your life, everything that you're going to do is going to take action and automatically going to put it in the correct place. So if you and me are speaking right now in a meeting, my email already knows every time you're going to send me an email, already understands the correlation between the email you sent me and our meeting that we had. Everything goes inside my CRM. Everything goes into my Excel list. Everything will speak between themselves. Plus, to connect to our new, we are working on something that is cutting edge and the best in the world of building AI conversational bots. We saw that the future of call centers is conversational bots, right? Chatbots are there for years. Now with ChatGPT, chatbots took a really good leap forward. But conversational bots are still in diapers, but it's going to be better. And what we see is two things. When you build a conversational bot, one, you need analytics for it, and nobody does really good analytics for it. So we supply that. And second, what we supply is we supply the ability to build those bots very easily by using your data, and anybody can do it. So all of those things are what we're going to do in the future. Yeah, if you will have a time in like 4 or 5 months from now, maybe we can speak about how it looks like and how it works.
Amazing, amazing. Listen, thank you so much for joining me today on the podcast. It's been great having you on, and thank you for sharing your insights of what you've got planned in the future for Robonote and how you guys have managed to expand into the company you have today. So thank you so much for coming on and sharing that.
Thank you for having me, Jacob.
Pleasure. Thank you.